Wow. You know, this is the first time for me that, I mean, a webinar in my honor. Seryoso ba kayo? Baka, uh, and anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to all our, well, our panelists and especially also our keynote speaker, si Lawrence Delina. I must be really growing old because I know the secretaries of energy and I remember, I don't know, are they still here? When Popo Lotilla was Secretary of Energy, he visited me in Cagayan de Oro. And one of the Popo, remember that trip we went to?
Of course.
We visited this facility in Cagayan de Oro. It's about a 1 hectare facility. Solar lahat, 1 hectare. No? This was early 2005, 2006, I think. And what I remember was the energy was just so, I mean, it was coming down. The sun was just shining. So the house, the little control center was air conditioned. And the door was open. Sabi ko, sayang yung lamig. Hindi, libre naman. Dami namang araw eh, no? Ilang kilowatts yung ang gumubuhos, kumbaga, no? And I've seen this in many parts of Mindanao. Just for example, the water, no? Water was just flowing down from the mountain. And as we know, Mindanao is really a water energy driven economy. But that was also a problem when there was a drought, when there would be droughts. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you again to you all, to Lawrence, to Secretary Win, to Sec Al, Sec Babes, Sec Popo, our EU partners, si Ron M, si Ron Mendoza, who's the Dean of the School of Government, sila Job, Cecil, Camille. Let me just close with a number of reflections. I really look forward to stepping down and going back to climate work, and not because it's just a scientific hobby for me, but it's really a crucial issue. Back in the 90s, when Pinatubo erupted, you remember? Are you old enough to remember Pinatubo? Maybe Camille, no. But the oldies here, when Pinatubo erupted, we were really blanketed by a lot of smoke, and global temperatures at that time went down. We had the most beautiful sunsets because of Pinatubo. So temperatures went down because of I guess, the umbrella of sulfate particles from Pinatubo. That was global. Said, wow, na-solve na yung global warming. But of course, we knew that that was just transient. It was a temporary disturbance, really. After 2-3 years, we were back. And that first, well, for me, that's a lesson in looking at systems and structures. No? Things keep coming back because there are certain things that are systemic. This current pandemic, in a way, is a jolt, right? It's a disturbance, and you see demand going down, carbon emissions going down several percent. But pustahan tayo, no? In a matter of years, they'll be back. We'll be back on a trajectory that's quite dangerous. So now, as some of you mentioned, now it's really an opportunity I think it was Sec Al who said, this is an opportunity rather than just a problem. No? Pagkakataon ito. No? Ano kaya pwede natin gawin? No? Kung pagkakataon nga ito. I'm not an economist, pero nakita ko lang kasi, halimbawa, if stocks are down, if gasoline is down, presyo ng gasolina mababa, then maybe we can add a little, premium, a tax. I don't know. I'm not. Some economists would call this a carbon tax. Now, that was a big problem actually in France when Macron tried to do that. He had strikes. But now, because things are down and people are not using their cars, perhaps we can put in a policy measure such as that, which will not just earn us revenue for the government, but actually, we can direct that to, um, to popularizing these renewable technologies. Admittedly, I've been in here for so long, and when I see renewable energy projects, I call them boutique projects, boutique. Kakaunti, tapos mahal pa, di ba? Kasi boutique eh. And I hope that these island projects that we see will really scale up at some point. And I think that if there is a push, I don't know, some kind of policy stimulus push, if there is a wider deployment of these technologies, the price might go down. I always tell our students, yung ball pen, dati mas mura pa yung fountain pen kaysa sa ball pen. Then they made a lot of ball pens, the price went down. Even CDs. When the first CD came, talagang tinatago ko yung isang CD. Ngayon, wala na, 5-5 na eh. Di ba? So wala na gumagamit ng CD ngayon, USB na nga. So it's really, it's an economics problem. And I'm glad that Father Bobby Yap, who's actually is an environmental economist, he can probably help us. He takes on the reins of Ateneo de Manila next month. I'll just end with, well, sorry, may notes lang ako eh. Salamat din, Sec Al, dun sa yung analogy ng LED tsaka incandescent bulb. Totoo yan, no? Yung sachet economics, di ba? Sa mga mahihirap. Hindi nila kayang bumili ng mamahaling LED talaga eh. And perhaps here we can help because there are institutions that have deep pockets, such as government. We hope, no? Because the poor don't have pockets. So they will not be able to afford even the clean technology. Now, Greenpeace had that blimp before. Cleaner is cheaper. Sabi ko nga sa mga estudyante, well, cleaner is cheaper. Why aren't we clean? And because there are barriers, there are bottlenecks. Sec Babes mentioned something about Laudato Si from Pope Francis. Yeah, I think this is now something from the point of view of someone who's not in the energy sector looking at the crisis. And he says, Pope Francis says, with much wisdom, telling us that we're in this crisis because we've discarded people and we've discarded nature. Yun lang. That's the source of the crisis. It's exclusion. We've marginalized the poor in development, and we've marginalized nature. And this blind faith in technology, thinking that technology will solve our problems. So it's something for us to reflect on, really, our development and how it can be so exclusive or exclusionary. It can exclude so many others. He says the social crisis is also an ecological crisis. I know it's not easy, pero I think this whole issue of environment and social and environmental issues, but I guess that's why we've been given much, as leaders, to be able to wrestle with these things. I'll end with this picture. Can I show this picture? How can I do this? I'll change my background na lang kasi I don't know how to share a screen. Sandali ha. Titignan ko kung magagawa ko to. It's a picture of when there was a time early 2000s I lived with the people in Nabotas. Kita nyo ba? I would show this picture.
Yes, Father Jett, we see it.
Okay, sige. Ay, buti na lang, babes, nandiyan ka. Kasi alam nyo, nung nasa Nabotas ako, ang tawag sa Meralco, aswang. Aswang kasi, these are the urban poor, no? And then they actually steal electricity. They tap. Legal tapping. Marami yan di ba? Yung magagaling sila dyan eh, ang mga electrician. So, syempre, because it's illegal, ang nangyayari ay may code word sila kasi sa looban yan eh, no? Na pag dumating yung Meralco inspector, ang code word, aswang. Aswang. So one day, dumating yung aswang. No? And so, nung dumating yung aswang, syempre, bulong-bulungan, aswang. Siyempre, meron silang protocol. No? Tatanggalin nila yung kuryente, yung wire, no? Tatanggalin nila yung tap. So that night, brown out kami. No? And you could see that, well, and I was with these children there, and that's why that candle. And I thought, well, yeah, this is our situation. That we're so vulnerable that we have to resort even to stealing electricity, and when it's done, when it's gone, you know, we are plunged in darkness. But one thing that sort of gave me hope was, you know, while we were there in the dark, lighting a candle, I thought that these people would, you know, these children would curse their fate. They did not. You know, we sat around that candle, and then, you know, someone started dancing, singing, you know, and I thought, God, we're so resilient in a way, and I think our resilience is from our connections, from this deep sense of community, of family, of bonds, and I think that's how we will adapt and be, you know, flexible, so to speak. Senator Wynn mentioned something about flexibility, about adaptability. That's who we are. And I hope, no, that we see our children as our inspiration. Wala po akong anak, no? At wala po akong balak magkaanak. Pero it's really their future. You know, this is not just a theoretical thing. It's going to happen. Climate change is going to happen. And there will be a lot of volatility and insecurity. Ano lang to eh, opening salvo tong pandemic eh. It just showed the world how vulnerable we are. You know, and vulnerability, as you know, is differentiated. It's, you know, some people are more vulnerable than others. And so I hope that this will really inspire us to, you know, just to rise from this crisis, and yes, see this as an opportunity. There are many things that we really can do. You know, let's bring our minds together. Let's look at the moonshot, whatever that moonshot is, that will lead to spin-off benefits, and maybe, just maybe, you know, we can truly build a safer and a more inclusive and beautiful world. Maraming salamat po.